This is Eden. She lives in Rylestone, a small village in Nebraska with around 400 to 500 people. She was the only child of her parents. Most of the time, she used to live alone in her home, as her parents used to visit the city for earning money. Her parents used to return home only once in a week. She is 8 years of age and have to do all the household works, as her parents are always out. Rylestone Village is fully surrounded by cornfields, so people have no other ways to earn money other than corn cultivation. There was no schools in this village. Small Eden have very less friends, as she was very rude and not social. She doesn't like talking to people, and she doesn't play with anyone. She only used to talk with her neighbor's daughter Scarlett, who was 21. By this time she was used to her loneliness. She loved to be alone and remain isolated from rest of the world. She didn't got her parents' love and nurturing like other families. She used to roam around in the cornfield alone and considered the corn plants as her friends. She used to talk to the corn plants and narrate them stories. By this time, she had made a human image of corn plants in her mind. One day her parents returned from the city and scolded Eden for a petty issue. Sad Eden left her home and decided to return only after her parents left her house for the city. She spent the whole night in the cornfield. Her parents also didn't search for her. Next day she was hungry and roaming around in search of food as she hadn't eaten anything yesterday. She saw an orphanage at some distance. She reached there and saw an elderly girl narrating a story to 15 orphans. The story was about Red Queen who was alone, and her story resembles the life of Eden. But Red Queen lived her life according to her choice. This story inspired Eden, and she thought herself as a Red Queen and decided to live life according to her own choice. She started talking to orphans and make friends. Eden talked less and talked to the point, like adults. This made the orphans think that Eden is smart and intelligent. She used to play games, in which she always used to be the boss. The orphans used to treat her like a boss. By this time, she made a type of gang in which she was really their boss. A short time later, the cornfields were dying and rotting due to infertile soil and no maintenance. So the village people gathered and started having a discussion about what to do in this situation. Eden with her gang enters in the discussion room. Everyone thought that they are just small children, so they ignored them. Scarlett's father, Robert, advised to burn the corn and start cultivating other crops. Scarlett disagreed as burning and cleaning the existing cornfield will cost high. Instead, maintaining the field by spraying insecticides and adding fertilizers to the soil will produce more corns, which will give a boost in the village economy. But Eden's father supported the idea of burning the cornfield and cultivating other crops. They had a voting, and majority of people agreed to the idea of burning the cornfield. Eden loved the corn plants, as she once considered them as her friend. They were her old friends, so she can't let this happen by any chance. So she raised her voice and said no to the idea of burning the field. Everyone in the room laughed and made fun of her, including her parents. She left from there with her gang. This made her very angry. She planned to kill her parents first. She arranged all the deadly weapons like chainsaw and handguns and decided to kill all the people, whoever comes in her way to burn the field. She started killing people one by one. It was getting harder for adults to defeat them, as they were using guns. Eden has transformed totally into an evil by taking lives of people. She made majority of the people as her hostage and planned to give them a deadly death. Scarlett's father, Robert, was also captured. Suddenly, one of the hostages' condition got worsened. Eden with her gang decided to kill her, but Scarlett smartly handled the situation in order to save her. Scarlett said that she herself will kill that hostage with her hand. Eden agreed and handed over the hostage to her. Later, she come to know that Scarlet had saved her and let her go. Eden thought that Scarlet betrayed her, so she decided to kill her too. She with her gang started pouring petrol on her so that they could set her on fire and kill her. Scarlet somehow escaped and started running towards her house. She was lucky as her father's car was parked in front of her house. So she decided to drive away out of this village. But the road was blocked by Eden's gang. So she decided to drive off-road through the cornfield. But she was not heading toward any straight direction. She was driving the car around in that field only. After a while, she climbed onto a road. She was so frightened that she was not able to decide which direction to go. Then she started driving. But it's her bad luck that she ended up to the place where Eden was waiting for her. Eden had gun in her hand. She made her sit on her knee. Suddenly, Scarlet noticed that the oil tank of the car was leaking. Maybe it got collided with some hard object while she was driving off-road. The petrol from the car tank must have spilled throughout the route she was driving. She asked Eden to fulfill her last wish of smoking a cigarette before killing her. Eden agreed. Scarlet threw the burning lighter near the leaking fuel tank of the car. It quickly caught fire and the fire was spreading on the route from where she had driven the car. Whole cornfield was burnt. Now Eden was feeling helpless. She couldn't do anything to save her friends. She could see her friends burning in the fire in front of her eyes. Overwhelmed with grief and despair, she made a heart-wrenching decision to enter the burning cornfield and burn alongside her old friends.
Have I done anything wrong? Comment down what else would you do if you were in my place. And subscribe our channel for more such videos.